Hi, I'm Jake Metcalf. I'm running for the Anchorage School Board for a children's future.
I want to be a carpenter when I grow up.
I want to be an architect when I grow up.
When I grow up, I want to be an archaeologist.
My goal is to be a professional soccer player for the U.S.
I want to go to medical school and become a doctor.
I want to help these kids realize their dreams. I'm Jake Metcalf, and I'm a candidate for the Anchorage School Board.
Vote for Jake!
Happy anniversary, Evergreen Ford.
Happy anniversary, John at Evergreen Motors.
It's my pleasure to congratulate John and the crew at Evergreen Motors on their 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th anniversary, Evergreen Motors.
Happy anniversary, John!
Hi, I'm John Holmquist, owner of Evergreen Motors. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this month with great deals on our entire inventory of new and used vehicles. We invite you to stop by, check out the savings, and help us celebrate.
I'm Cindy Cash, and in 2000 a drunk driver killed my father, but I was forced to face up to my own drunk driving by softball. That's right, softball. My Alaska summers used to mean softball and a six-pack of beer. Beer at every game was just as important as a ball and bat. All those parties afterwards, I never planned to drive those kids home drunk. I just took it for granted. Softball and beer. It's an Alaskan lifestyle, right? Wrong, 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 wrong.
It's a family affair. Southeast Alaska State Fair, that is. Good old-fashioned fun for the whole family. Grandpa, too. Peter Rowland's Texas Trio will be the featured guests, but that's not all. There'll be rhythm and blues, gospel, bluegrass, swing, a magician, a mime, a street dance, Tlingit dancers, Athabascan fiddler, Native American music, logging competitions, rides, games, prize winners of every sort. Join us in Haines, August 8th through 12th. Something for everyone in the family.
Hi, my name is Miriam and my son is enrolled at KeepScore Head Start. KeepScore helped my son develop a skill like reading and math. With free programs and free healthy meals, my son gets the attention and care he needs to be ready for kindergarten. KeepScore is here for you. They provide the Head Start to families with children who need it the most.
To learn more about KidsCore, phone 272-0133.
It's coming this way, holy crap.
Scaring kids, helping itself to trash. Cute as a big teddy bear one day, dead from the arrow of a frustrated resident the next. Bears that thrive on human garbage are nothing new in Alaska. Still, many people don't realize just how prevalent they are.
Have you guys seen any bears tonight?
No.
But our friends have.
Seen one up on the corner.
Armed with nothing but cameras, the self-appointed Juneau Urban Bear Patrol is aiming to change that like never before.
Hi, this is Mark Farmer with the Urban Bear Patrol. I'd like to phone in an incident here.
Earlier this summer, a sow was shot and killed by police, her cub euthanized.
That little bear didn't die in vain. I mean, some progress in this issue was made.
Now, at the foot of the glacier, the Juneau Mountain Rescue Team goes into action.
I need you on the first team. You need to be ready to go in 5 minutes.
Notified by the tour company of the 2 missing helicopters, they prepare to climb up to the plateau of the ice field to search for survivors. It's dangerous, but it's the only option. With cloud cover so low, a search by helicopter is now deemed out of the question. Team leader Steve Lewis has no idea where the helicopter went down, and with night fast approaching, most of the search will take place in the dark.
The worst fear was that we couldn't find him and that we'd have to wait till the morning to find them, and a couple of the survivors wouldn't have survived unless we got there, and that's a huge fear.
The team's senior medical officer, Carl Bosler, prepares for any eventuality.
The biggest concern was the unknown. We didn't know the extent of their injuries, and so we were dreading, what we were going to find was probably the most scary part of it.
Even for the experienced rescue team, the climb is difficult.
We always want to make sure the scene is safe for ourselves, so we proceed very slowly and methodically and make sure that, with this blowing snow, there aren't any hidden crevasses that we might fall in or that our teammates might fall in.
Soon, darkness closes in, bringing new dangers.
At nighttime, dusky, like that, when the clouds are low and you really can't see much, you're kind of worried about getting hurt and becoming a liability to the rest of the team and liability to the victims or survivors that you're actually trying to get to.
All aboard!
I just love trains. I've loved them all my life.
Well, I think as a child, my mother used to take me, and it was just, I liked the clickety-clack.
These tourists have come from all over the country to relive a piece of history.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It's a one-day trip from Skagway to Canada on the White Pass and Yukon Route Railway, a train route built a century ago after gold fever spread to the Klondike. The diesel train climbs nearly 3,000 feet in just 20 miles, rivaling some of the steepest railroading ascents anywhere. Even though the passengers are train enthusiasts, the ride really isn't why they came.
I came mainly to follow the rotary snowplow. I think that sounds very exciting.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that in action.
After an hour, they catch up to their quarry, a giant steam-driven rotary snowplow as old as the railroad itself.
And it's one of the prettiest scenes I've ever seen. There's nothing like a nice cold day with a steam engine and the snow flying. It's one of the beautiest things you can make with trains.
It's one of only 2 operating narrow-gauge steam-powered rotary snowplows in North America. In 1899, it was a lifeline in winter, clearing the railway from Skagway to Whitehorse, bringing supplies to the Yukon. It was decommissioned in the 1960s, but refurbished 3 years ago. Now it clears snow once a year, but this was the first trip open to the public.
We'll be stopping the train and people can get off to go and watch the rotary work. We do have snowshoes back here at the combine. We've got about 20 pairs of snowshoes.
Okay, let's put you in your shoe right now, and then we'll stand you up.
Oh, I think it's just spectacular, and to be so close.
I think it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Piece of history being done over again.
The White Pass Railway is for tourists now, but a century ago it ended an era of human pain and hardship.
$6, $97, $98, $99, $100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
This is the scene 20 miles outside of Haines. Bald eagles everywhere. The official count, 1,870. They're here for 2 reasons.
The eagles gather here because there's fish here and they can get at them because it's not frozen right here. And that's why they gather here. They've gathered here for thousands of years.
Also gathering here, hundreds of tourists to witness the spectacle.
Trying to get them with a mountain in the background.
They'll stand in the tree pretty close by to you and pretty much ignore you. So you can get within 20 feet of them without much difficulty.
But there's a danger in getting too close.
The bird pooped on me.
The bird pooped on it?
Yeah, that's what this white stuff is.
Despite the potential drawbacks, this is a photographer's paradise. Many of these visitors are professionals. Denise Bechtel is here with her husband from Montana.
Oh, amazed by how many eagles there were. Didn't expect to see that many up close and personal.
Also hoping to sell some shots, Eddie Talek from Maryland.
Probably one of the most majestic, beautiful places I've ever been. I mean, the mountains just sort of overpower you, and then just the largeness of the whole ecosystem here is just really remarkable. It's not anything I'm used to seeing.
The small ferry Aurora leaves Ketchikan for Prince of Wales Island almost every day. The trip takes about 3 hours and ends in Hollis, a former gold mining town and logging camp. Some of the caves on the island are accessible by road, but it's not an easy ride. The road from the ferry terminal leads to the caves. The drive takes about 4 hours, and most of the road is unpaved and uncomfortable. But for visitors in search of El Capitan Cave, the real work starts here. Your thighs burning yet?
Not yet.
It's a near vertical climb to the mouth of the cave, 350 steps up.
Oh, here's 100.
But for geologist Jim Batechel, the caves are worth the pain.
It's not a Carlsbad, it's not a Lechuguilla, it's not a Mammoth Cave. It's different, it's unique. They're a great place to explore a world that's completely outside our realm of imagination and beyond our sense of comfort. That I think that is what attracts people. You're so removed from your norm and taken in there into the darkness.
Explorers have mapped more than 500 caves in Southeast. The Forest Service gives tours through just one. A locked gate just inside El Capitan protects people and the cave from each other.
The gate was to protect the bat usage during the winter and the speleothems in there that were being vandalized, and also from a safety point of view. We had people exploring the cave that didn't understand that it rapidly flooded.
Batechel says the story of the caves is really the story of water. Centuries ago, it seeped in from the surface through porous limestone and marble, and eventually carved a labyrinth of pathways leading to the depths of the cave, where scientists think they've found new species.
The most common one that we find, and we have at least 2 different species, is what we call an amphipod. It's like a small freshwater crustacean or shrimp. Look very, very fine, small, kind of look like little fairy shrimp swimming around in the pools.
The whims of water poses some dangers for visitors. Here, it's carved out a tube that drops off close to the path, and the rocks are wet and slippery. But the most spectacular formations in El Capitan owe their beauty to the presence of water.
There's a fracture right along here that moisture is coming out, and as the wind is coming from the back of the cave, it interacts with that moisture and forms these very, very hard but yet delicate mineral growths that we refer to as cave coral.
Water coursed through here centuries ago, leaving layers of minerals called flowstone. And the flowstone has told an important secret: the age of El Capitan.
Money Matters Alaska, a 4-part series on investing and fraud protection. Unfortunately, there is no end to con artists' creativity in ripping off honest people from their money. Hello and welcome to the third of our four-part series on investing and financial fraud. I'm Ann Seacrest. Alaskans are targeted even more than those in the lower 48. Alaska is perceived as a rich state. People here save more of their income than the national average. Seasonal workers such as fishing boat crews often get a single big payout at the end of the season. And of course, our permanent fund dividend checks. The bad guys know this. Mark Davis, securities fraud, what is it and what can a person guard, how can a person guard against it?
Securities fraud is when you've been offered an investment that doesn't really exist. The whole point of the offer is to let you invest and really take your money. There's two ways to look at it. One is if it's too good to be true, if the rate of return is too high, then you shouldn't invest. The other thing is to check it out. The way you check it out is you can see whether the investment is registered. All securities have to be registered with the federal SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, or with the Division of Banking Securities. If you call 1-888-925-2521, that's our hotline, we can tell you that information on the phone. The other way is to make sure the person offering you the sale is registered to do so. They all have to be registered as an investment advisor or as a broker-dealer.
Alaska, the name comes from the Aleut word for the Great Land. With the right job training, you can have a great future in the Great Land. How can you learn the job skills needed to get a good job and a successful life? Less than an hour's drive north of Anchorage is the Alaska Job Corps Center in Palmer. The 20-acre campus is operated by the U.S. government's Department of Labor. The center's programs provide career technical training to about 250 students at a time.
Job Corps is a great place that someone might want to go to learn to grow, to be more independent.
I could have decided to do other things, but I realized this is like one of the best opportunities. You get a career out of it.
Alaska Job Corps staff members Crystal Kompoff and John Douglas are dedicated to the future success of today's young adults.
Job Corps is completely free to the student. It is 100% federally funded by the Department of Labor.
On another part of the Job Corps campus, Jeffrey Phillip is learning facilities maintenance.
Facilities maintenance, there's all different types of stuff you can do in there, from electrical, plumbing, drywall repair. You can be a groundskeeper. You can do mainly everything that's in the construction field. You can do anything that you want to do.
City and village utilities all over Alaska need workers skilled in water and wastewater treatment. Job Corps water, wastewater programs prepare students for those high-paying jobs.
This trade is a 2-year program. You can either go into the distribution and collection side, or you can go on the treatment side. Treatment is pretty much an indoor job. You maintain the plant that you work in. Distribution and collections is an outdoors job. You maintain your city's pumps, lift stations, manholes, lines, service connections, that sorts of stuff.
This is one in a series of video career guides. Each video spotlights occupations which are in high demand in Alaska, and many don't require a college degree. In this video career guide, we'll look at work opportunities in construction. How much can a skilled construction tradesman expect to earn?
The sky's the limit, you know, $40,000 to $80,000 a year as a journeyman carpenter, and some even beyond that.
The State Department of Labor forecasts that between 2006 and 2016, the number of construction workers will grow 3,200 statewide, an increase of almost 18%. Unlike many high-demand, good-paying careers, construction trades don't require a college degree. Job skills are often learned through apprenticeship programs. To find out more about employment in the construction industry, we spoke with Scott Hansen, business manager with the Carpenters Union Local 1281.